Hey folks, Randy here. So I've been in the lawn care business for 10 years at this point. I've mowed over 12,000 lawns. I've dealt with thousands of customers. And in that time, I have learned quite a bit of stuff about the lawn care business, stuff that I don't think I've ever actually heard anybody talk about on YouTube. And so here we are. So a lot of the things I'm going to tell you today are going to go almost directly against everything you've heard. So here are 10 tips that I would give to anybody in the lawn care business. Hey folks, Randy from the future. I just got done recording this video, and let me tell you, I say some wild stuff in this. So I am very interested in a couple of things. First, I want to know what you guys think of some of these opinions that I have on running a lawn care business. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. I'm interested to hear how you would do things differently, and I'm interested to hear what tips you think I've missed, because I do think this video is going to be very helpful for a lot of people, and I would love for you to be part of imparting that benefit. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what your feedback is in the comment section below. Back to the video. Now, these first few tips, I'm going to call them the "it doesn't matter" block. Okay? Because there's three things that don't matter: equipment brand, blade brand, and trimline brand. Blade brand does not matter. Get your blades wherever you want. If you want to get them from Ballard, get them. If you want to get them from Home Depot, get them. If you want the Gator G6s, get them. If you want the Copperheads, get them. If you want the Never Dull whatevers, get them. If you want Husqvarna OEM blades, do that. It doesn't matter. What matters is the style of blade, not the brand. What matters is it medium lift? Is it high lift? Is it mulching? That's what matters. The same thing goes for trim line. What brand of trim line you use doesn't matter. Now, I've tried many trim line brands. I've used Rhino Tough, I've used Echo, I've used Steel. I am currently using a brand called Alonia Life, I believe is what it's called. It's some Chinese brand, or, I got it off of Amazon. The brand doesn't matter. All trim line works. All of it. I know some of you are going to be bothered by that, but it's true. All trim line works. You put it in a trimmer, it spins it really fast, it cuts grass. What matters is the size of the trim line and the style. 0.08, 0.095, 0.105. Those are the three options you have. They do get smaller, they do get bigger, but those are generally the three that you use. 99% of the time, you're using 0.095. That's what almost everyone's using, because that's a good middle of the road size. And the way this works, the thinner the line is, the sharper it is, but the faster it wears out. The thicker the line, it's not as sharp, but it will last a lot longer for you. So 0.095 is kind of that good middle ground where, if you're using, 0.08, you're just constantly having to put new line in there. Very sharp, but you're constantly having to feed new line. 0.095, you're not cutting grass, you're just decapitating it with a baseball bat, essentially. That's the big difference. And then it's personal preference to the shape of the trim line. For me, personally, I thought I was a big fan of Echo's Black Diamond trim line. Turned out I'm not really so much. I'm just a fan of trim line that's got a twist in it. I feel like this stuff works really good. I like it. There's also square line. There's round line. There's line with a little metal wire in the middle of it. It all works. Just find what you like. But the brand does not matter. The brand of equipment you use doesn't matter either. As long as it cuts grass, as long as it trims, as long as it blows, that's all that matters. It really does not matter. Anything else beyond that is just extra. When I first started in the lawn business, my mower was a Murray, a 21-inch Murray. Eventually, it was a 30-inch Toro. And then eventually, it was a 33-inch Troy Belt. And then it was a 36-inch Toro. And then it was a 36-inch Bradley. And now, it's another 36-inch Bradley. They all got the job done. All of them have an engine that that causes a blade to go like this, really, really, really fast. And as long as it can do that, who cares what the brand is? So don't worry about what brand of equipment you've got. Get what will work for you that you can afford. Okay. You don't have to have steel trimmers. You don't have to have Echo or Ego or whatever brand. In keeping with what I had to say about mower blades and equipment, the brand of blade does not matter. What actually matters is the angle that you sharpen that blade at. I used to have a horrible time with my mowers. I thought it's just because I'm buying cheaper equipment. It's not cutting as good. It just doesn't look as good. And then I found out, no, that's not what it was. The problem was I was guessing on the angle of the blade that the blade needed to be sharpened at. And that was a horrible decision. You need to get that blade angle exact. And that's not easy. It's impossible to do by hand, but it can be done cost effectively. You don't need to go out there and buy a $500 blade sharpener. You really don't need to do that. You can get away with the $10 angle grinder from Harbor Freight and then the blade sharpening jig that you can get on Amazon. You just search it. There's a million different ones. They all essentially work the same way. You just clamp the blade in there, and then the angle grinder goes into the arm, and it's so easy. Even I can do it. Have a software system in place because you're not as smart or as organized as you think you are. Now, I was very fortunate that I already knew I wasn't smart or organized. And so I was going to need some kind of a software solution to really pick up the slack for what's going on in here or what's not going on in there, depending on the day. And the solution that I've actually found for my business, after several years with another software, is I've actually switched to Jobber. It's very good for solo guys, and it's something you can grow into with crews. I actually am part of a Jobber ambassadorship program, and so I have a link if you want to try Jobber out for free and then get discounts on the monthly price. Use the link in the description below and sign up for Jobber. It will help your business. If you're somebody that's doing things on pen and paper, or you're using a spreadsheet or something like that, you really need to take it up a notch and use an actual CRM like Jobber, like them. uh, but like I said, I've been in this business for 10 years. I know my way around software. Jobber will get the job done. They provide excellent value for the price, and there's very helpful people on standby if you have questions. I've learned several workarounds in the software myself. It's very useful to me, and I think it'll really benefit you. And that is something you should be doing from the beginning. Even if it means just starting on like the lower tiered option, like the cheaper option, and then growing into some of the features. Start with a CRM so you can track your customers, keep track of everything that's going on, see the history of things. Again, there's a link in the description below. You click that link, sign up for Jobber. It'll help you out. It actually helps me out too. And I think you'll really benefit from it. A concept that people, and no one's going to like this. No one's going to like this, but it is the truth. You need to get the concept of the MVP in your head, and you need to retain it. MVP. I don't mean most valuable player. I mean minimum viable product. That is the concept that you need to get in your head. We're cutting grass. We are not creating works of art. We're cutting grass. We're fighting a losing battle. No matter what we do, the grass will always come back. And we want it to come back so we can keep fighting. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be good enough. There is always someone that's willing to hire you. Don't try to be perfect at the expense of your business. Be good enough and just continue to get better. When I started cutting grass, this is the honest truth, I didn't even know what edging was until halfway through my second year. Had no idea. I was just letting sidewalks be overgrown, whatever. The thought of flipping a trimmer upside down and making a nice edge, didn't even know that was a thing. And I had more customers than I knew what to do with. That can happen for you too. You don't have to be perfect. Be good enough and continue to improve. That's a concept in software. You notice how like when software gets released, it tends to be pretty buggy and they just keep improving it? It's because they're giving you the minimum viable product. They're trying to get to you as quickly as possible and then improve as they go. Do that in your business. Don't worry about perfection. Worry about good enough. You would be amazed at how many times your good enough is someone else's amazing. Be good enough. And this is the big one for me. I tell everyone, they all ignore me, but I tell them anyway. Do not go into debt, ever. Do not take out any business debt, ever. Pay cash for your tools. Pay cash for your vehicles. That is what you need. I keep hearing people say like, oh, I need a reliable truck. Buddy, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. My truck, it's a 2003 Dodge Ram 1500. I bought it in 2018 for $1,500. At this point, that was 7 years ago. It still runs every day. It still gets from here to there. It transports the equipment. No one's died in it. What exactly is your $50, $60, $70,000 truck getting you that mine's not getting me? Is it because you're trying to look cute? I mean, bro, I don't get it. Don't go into debt. Pay cash, work your way up. I cannot tell you the number of people that I know that are working their butts off just to afford to be in business, just to break even. And it doesn't have to be that way. You could be like me. I take on the work I want, I work hard, and I don't have to chase work or deal with people that I don't want to deal with because I don't owe anybody anything. Nothing. Don't go into debt for your business at all. You don't need an LLC. Everyone will tell you you do, except for me. I'm going to tell you, you don't need it. And I know a bunch of you are right now just getting ready to just pound into the comments. You don't know what you're talking about. It protects you. And blah, blah, blah. That LLC is not protecting you, dude. Your liability insurance is protecting you. If you're okay, so what the argument that everyone always makes is that you need an LLC to protect your personal assets in case someone decides to sue you. I don't know if you remember this or not, but we're cutting grass. We're not doing anything that major. 99.9% of what we do does, you can't even tell we did it within a couple of days. We're cutting grass. We're not building homes. We're cutting grass. Could you bust a window? Yes. Could you damage a car? Sure. Stuff could happen. That's what your liability insurance is for. My liability insurance that I pay for, I think it's $43 a month for it. And it gives me $2 million a year in total coverage, like $1 million per occurrence. I can tell you right now, if I'm in a situation where I have screwed up so bad that someone's coming after me for $1 million, that LLC is not going to be able to protect me from anything because they have got some lawyers that I don't have. And that LLC, they're going to be able to pierce the corporate veil and all that other fun stuff. You don't need an LLC. You need a sole proprietorship or something like that, or DBA. Like, you're that. Don't overthink this. It's not hard. Now, I should say, in addition to saying that you don't need an LLC, you should not listen to people on YouTube giving you tax or legal advice. I'm just a lawn guy. Why would you listen to me when I tell you you don't need an LLC? Don't listen to me. But don't listen to the guy telling you you need an LLC either. Do your own research, look into it, read the laws in your city, state, and make a decision for yourself. I'm saying for almost everyone, and I mean everyone, an LLC is a waste of money. Sole proprietorship is just fine. And you know what I'll also tell you is there's a lot of lawn guys on here on YouTube that are telling you you need an LLC when they themselves are also sole proprietors. I don't know what that's about, but I do know for a fact that that's true. You are the reason you're not getting more done. You can always get more done. And the way you do it is you look for efficiency. Every time you're on a property, you should be trying to figure out how you can do it faster and more efficiently while still doing a good job. The example that I love to use is I use battery powered trimmers and battery powered blowers. And the reason I do that is when you start a gas powered trimmer, you're typically looking at 30 to 45 seconds of warm up time before you're actually at full power for that trimmer. From the time you take it off the rack and start it up, let it warm up, you're looking at 30 to 45 seconds. Where with a battery powered trimmer or blower, there is no warm up time. You just press the button and go. Now, if you take that 30 seconds just for the trimmer, and let's say you're doing 12 properties, well, that's 30 seconds you're losing over the course of 12 times. 12 times 30, that's 6 minutes, right? Well, we got the same thing going on with our blower. So that's another 6 minutes. So that's 12 minutes right there. Now, I can tell you for my company, on average, a property takes me anywhere from 17 to 25 minutes, usually closer to 17. So just by switching from gas to electric, I save myself 12 minutes a day. That's almost one extra lawn. Okay. So for me, that's an extra 45, $50 per day. So we're looking at an extra $200, $250 a week, $1,000 a month just by shaving off 30 seconds off the startup time of a trimmer and startup time of a blower. An extra $1,000 a month. That's how that works. You need to look for those opportunities everywhere in your business. So I would love to hear what some of you guys have to say in the comments section below. This is stuff that I think would be very helpful if applied. And so I'm hoping you'll take it to heart. This is Randy. Have a good one.